Good morning from windy Jerusalem. 2 Chronicles chapter 15 tells us about King Asa, as you call him in English. Asa was the third generation after King David of the kings of Judea. He was a good guy. He cleansed the land from a lot of the mischief. And he says in chapter 15 of 2 Chronicles that in those times, you see, the prophet Azariah came to him and spoke to him these words. It says in those times that there was no peace to the one who went out, nor to the one who came in, but great turmoil was on all the inhabitants of the lands. Reminds me of the situation that is afflicting our poor planet, with wars and rumors of wars popping up in various nations, and it doesn't seem that we see the end of it yet. But the prophetic word continues. It says that so nation was destroyed by nation and city by city, for God troubled them with every adversity. But you, I love this, but you, all of us who are in Messiah, all of us who are in the calling of God, but you be strong and do not let your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. This is the word of the Lord for us here in Israel, and for you who serve the Lord God of Israel wherever you may be at the four corners of the earth. Today is Memorial Day. We have been celebrating. This may be the most important day of the year for the people of Israel, where we weep together, where we mourn together, where we count our tears together. 25,000 servicemen have died since the state of Israel was resurrected from the dead in 1948 at the War of Independence, plus more than 5,000 civilians who died at terror acts since then. And we count the cost. This is a profound day. We had memorial services in every community, including ours, last night. All of the main stages of the land were filled with stories and songs and prayers. In fact, the names of the fallen were all shown and with a light show upon the walls of ancient Jerusalem, listing all those who fell at the wars of Israel. We count the cost. We know the price. And of those names, 2 names stood out yesterday, especially during the special memorial service that came out of Jerusalem. Every city in Israel has its own memorial service and profound times of worship and of prayer and of petitions to the Lord and of remembering the price that was paid, the cost to see this miracle come to pass. But 2 names were shining upon the walls of Jerusalem yesterday, which were unique. One was Orya Bayer. Some of you might remember him. He is a son of a German evangelical family that came to Israel in the 1970s to work with Holocaust survivors. Orya was a warrior in one of our special forces units who laid down his life in Gaza a little over a year ago. And another name, Cedric Green, was a Filipino young warrior whose parents came to Israel about 20-something years ago on work visas. And right here in Israel, he was born. He became an Israeli citizen, even though his parents never gained citizenship or status here. But he came here and Cedric was the first Filipino-born warrior, Special Forces unit, who also laid down his life at Gaza last year. And so we have names from the East. The Philippines, the only nation on earth that is recorded that has never persecuted its Jewish population. And we have Orya, whose family came from the West to serve the Holocaust survivors still living in Israel during times of distress. And so the East and the West were mentioned yesterday as part of the sacrifice that brought back Ezekiel's dead, dry bones back to life. And so we count our tears, we embrace our widows and our orphans, and we bear the pain. This pain has been coming for more than 4,000 years for the Jewish people, and it brings to mind the apostolic exhortation, which tells us that through much suffering do we enter the kingdom of heaven. And so I believe that in God's good timing, there will be a mighty kingdom birth right here in Israel. All this pain, all this suffering, all these tears, and all the sorrow will be paid in full. Thank God for Jesus and his ultimate sacrifice. Thank God for your prayers, and for those of you who fight the good fight wherever you are. The world is not getting any easier to handle. And this word from 2 Chronicles chapter 15, we believe is very appropriate for global conditions right now and in the coming days. The prophet told us that darkness will cover the earth, thick darkness the peoples. Yet you rise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. And this be the word of exhortation and encouragement to you from us. But you, be strong. No matter what goes on around the world, God is raising up oases of peace, communities of grace, faith, hope, and love, where the kingdom of heaven is showing up on earth. But you, be strong. And do not let your hands be weak, for your work, your labors shall be rewarded. Tomorrow we celebrate Independence Day. Israel is switching overnight from deep sorrow and mourning and pain to the exaltation and the joy of celebrating the rebirth of the ancient people of Israel back in the land of our fathers. So thank you for your prayers as we continue to tend to the work of God in the modern state of Israel. We count on your prayers. We thank God for your support. And in the name of Yeshua, the King of the Jews, we bless you with great shalom. We'll talk to you later.